Welcome to Mango Bay. We're talking Latino Nazis. We're talking Muslim Nazis. We're talking just the classic neo-Nazi. We go into a bunch of fun stuff and just joking around and some writer strike stuff. And it's just fun, goofy stuff. And smart.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay.
Bay.
Mango Bay.
Welcome.
One-stop shop for South Asian recklessness. We are two South Asian comedians, Pranav, Behari, Usama, Siddiquee. We are two best boys in the NYFC, bringing the South Asian jungly energy with the stories and the goofs and the updates. And it's just a South Asian ass time.
We just out here pissing on people on planes.
Pissing on planes emotionally.
Yeah.
A little jungly story for the week. The beginning, we start off a little bit of wild story of the week, something a little, just a current events update. So, you know how it is, bro. This industry is a biatch and a half, man.
It's brutal.
I've been in this game, 11 years now, in New York, 8.5. It's just like constant pushing against a brick wall, and then someone reaches over the brick wall, throws like a day-old cabbage on you, and then milk, and you just keep pushing. You keep pushing, and there's other expired foods just over the wall throwing on you. And, then you look over, my boy's there, equal amounts of milk and cabbage on him, and we're just, hand in hand pushing, and all these friends start coming up, and this is the game.
Yeah, powering through.
And then I got some big news, some big things, some things that were going to maybe change my life in some way. Maybe not change my life, but the next milestone.
Another milestone.
Another milestone.
Yeah.
Right. And then as we're going into it, the writer's strike happened. A lot of things had to stop.
Yeah.
And it's annoying for sure.
It's like right there,
Dude,
too.
it was
right there.
Dude, I was licking the taint of success. Dude, I was getting the gooch of glory, the glory gooch, Take my boys with me, And it was going to directly help all of the things we were doing. Yeah. It was a very in line with who I am type thing. And so it was like, it was just going to be super awesome.
Made for this,
right? I think so. And writer strike happened. And dude, here's the thing. You cannot be whiny about this because who's really struggling? The writers. You know who really sucks? Fucking Zahid. Our boy Zahid we got to have on.
Oh, yeah. We got to get Zahid on.
We got to get Zahid on the podcast. He got on Fallon. I mean, what a job, dude. Yeah. This is the top 5 writing jobs on earth.
Yeah.
And then
right away,
writer strike. And I love the idea of him going super hard and going we are carpool karaokeers. We are pie in the facers. Or whatever, other fucking segments they got. And now they're gone. And he's out of a job. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Because you don't understand. We don't watch this show. Sometimes you don't really understand the business. Comedy or, writing or comedy you go from zero to having a life. It's not like you start entry-level comic, gets $30,000 a year, then you go to $50,000, you get a promotion.
Right.
It's zero, and then
it's 100.
100,000.
Yeah.
So you don't get, when we strike, there's no pension to fall back on. This is all, it's back to zero.
Yeah.
So it's intense. I mean, and you were getting callbacks. You were getting stuff.
I'm trapped in callback purgatory.
Yeah.
Where I now within the past month and a half, I've had 3 callbacks.
Yeah.
Actually, 4 callbacks.
Yeah. That's crazy.
3 of them are really lucrative.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck you doing, man? I'm out here eating cat food. I need some money.
That's what I'm saying.
I need some money. Hello, Patreon, but
I want to sell the cat food that I eat.
Yeah.
Dude, this strike is affecting everybody in the except people are this is how you know that people respect stand-up too much. They're like, are you guys okay? Beyond okay. We are so not in any.
I mean, we're not
business.
Okay, but we're the same as we were before.
Yeah. I can't tell you how unaffected my stand-up is from this.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna do? Same thing we've always done.
Yeah,
Pinky.
yeah. Those guys are fighting for job security. We're fighting for food security.
Life security.
Life security.
We're fighting for job.
For job, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It's so like intense. I know LA goes harder because a lot more writers are there, a lot more of the industry's there. So people are picketing, you know?
Yeah.
These sort of just like people who usually spend their whole lives in an office, just in a room, in a cold conference room writing dick jokes, are now out in the sun just getting boils.
I feel like it's hard for the average person to access sympathy for a writer's strike, though. Because your average American is like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
You know, I just had a chemical spill in my town.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like,
You're right that it's not like there's no real edge to it.
I got a belly full of microplastics and a lung full of fucking toxic smoke.
They hear about the LA writer's strike. They're like, oh, so you can't do your polycule shit one day? You can't fuck 13.
What's this, another gay parade?
Y'all fighting?
Is that what this is?
Y'all had June. You're taking May too.
It's not like a coal miner's strike or something, right? It's a writer's strike.
Well, coal miners
They're holding up picket signs with fucking Starbucks in their other hand.
Yeah.
With oat milk.
It's true.
Well,
It's
on
true.
the coal picket lines, they have like the actual kidney, like at the front. They staple a kidney that's black to the side. It's brutal stuff.
Yeah.
Coal miners should always be picketing, by the way. I don't know what.
I
don't know. One coal miner was like, it's a good job.
Yeah, well, I don't think we know any coal miners anymore, you know?
Because they die out in the 30s.
Well, you know what? They really fought hard for their rights as a union.
Yeah.
And I think they made some good gains. So I think coal miners probably not like a terrible job anymore,
Okay,
if it
good.
even exists. I don't know if maybe we're all out of coal or something. But
Gotta be one of the top 5, like, using a joke as jobs that will
coal
kill
miner.
you.
Yeah.
Coal miner.
Definitely.
You know, prostitutes. Right there.
You get something called black lung.
Black lung.
You know, emphysema.
And it's not your lung getting more fun.
Yeah.
Okay? And cooler at parties. No, dude.
My lungs can dance.
There's not dancing lungs out
I
here.
breathe really rhythmically now.
Yeah. Rhythmic breathing.
Now I just beatbox instead of regular breathing.
My lung got bars. No, dude. This is like your lung becomes actually black. We were at October Sky when I was in 9th grade. We Sonny Hickam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all he wanted to do was make rockets and become a rocket scientist. They're like, "What are you, gay?
Yeah.
What?
I like how that was considered the effeminate thing.
You want to take a penis to space, buddy?
You're doing math, you
doing
pussy?
math, you pussy? Hey, 6 + 9. It's gay.
We had to watch a movie called The Molly Maguires because I'm from
this?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, dude.
And this is about like this militant coal union, basically.
What a shitty state.
And basically like the brutality of the
you
the
had Pennsylvania
Pinkertons
history
or whatever
in school.
Yeah.
We had Texas history. Texas history we learned 4 times, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how Texas beat. Like we learned U.S. history once, I think one day, and then I was like, back to Stephen F. Austin. Blood, sweat, and tears. Texas history.
Yeah, the writer's strike is tough, but
Yeah.
it's funny because now I'm starting to see people make fun of it a little bit, and like some of the jokes are undeniably funny. Actually, can I pull up some memes?
Of course.
This is one of my favorite meme accounts. It's called Northwest MCM Wholesale. Really dragged the writer's strike.
Oh, really?
So,
Jesus. What's going on there?
so well, the first meme was, I stand with the striking WGA writers. You have to see the visuals. It's got a guy saluting with a flag. That says, repost if you agree that all these shows fucking suck and we don't need them in our life. And it's got a picture of like SNL, Fallon, Kimmel, Bill Maher. It's brutal. It's brutal. Switch to the next one.
Okay, so it's a picture of like a big, strong guy with headphones.
Oh, yeah.
And his writer's strike does not go far enough. We need everyone else to shut the fuck up too.
Yeah. What's the next one?
I can't believe the writers are on strike. It's guy like, thank God we still have every single thing on planet Earth.
Yeah. The next one is the Dr. Bronner's one is really funny.
Which one is this?
Let me see it.
Oh!
I'm glad the writers are on strike now. I'll finally have time to read this, and it's just the list of ingredients on a Dr. Bronner's bottle of pure Castile soap.
You know how you know you've dated a girl for a long time? Is when you finally know what that says.
Oh, Dr. Bronner? Yeah, exactly.
That's
when you can recite the Dr.
When you love a
Bronner's.
woman is when you've used her shampoo so many times that you know that he's in a weird cult and he loves God.
Then we got this one, the Chad. Damn, just found out that no Jimmy Kimmel for a few months. That sucks. Maybe you should come over to my place so we snuggle. And then it just shits on them hard. It shits on them hard. Do you find yourself struggling with ideas, thoughts, the rich tapestry of life, authentic human emotion? If so, maybe Marvel Studios and Disney Plus is right for you.
Struggling with the rich tapestry of life.
I mean, this one.
It's really kind of a niche and that he goes for it. I love that
This guy is a very fearless memer, I will say, which I'm sure is something he would make fun of.
Because his caption is like, JK, I support. You know what I'm saying? So he's like,
was it?
Yeah, by the way.
Was it?
Or maybe he was also trolling there too.
These are just memes. Northwest MCM wholesale supports all striking workers, and that's good.
That's nice.
Yes, and that is true.
He seems like a guy we'd be friends with, I feel like.
Maybe he seems kind of artsy and very intellectual, but very funny. Probably the best meme account out there. Best commentary. I think
your memes are much more advanced than what I see. Mine are like when your girl squirt. And there's a guy with thumbs up or something. These are my memes. I don't know where you're at.
It's Jim Varney
Dude,
from Ernest Goes to Jail.
You will post
thumbs up.
You will post some stuff. I'm like, what is Pranav on? Like, your algo is from hell. It's like this insane. Because I hate Instagram. It's all butts and it's smut. For me, I become dumber on there.
Yeah.
But
So do I.
I feel like you become. Your stuff is sometimes like super weird, and I'm like, what is this?
Look, I'm an alty kind of guy.
Alty guy,
It's
dude.
so funny because the alt people here think I'm like really.
No. But some of your memes are like, you know what the Eastern Orthodox Church would think about this. It's like, what? I guess.
I mean, I'm not a huge memes guy in general.
I
That's
know.
one. It's like that and Hoodville. Those are my two favorite meme accounts.
It's the true pronouns, right? It's the erudite, like you can't begin to know what I'm about. And then it's the pussy smell good, don't it? This is the two sides of pronoun, right? The two coins, right? Which I love. But it's like, I think you sometimes like that altiness, that sort of, you can't know this.
No, I have certain rarefied tastes, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I love that account. And I love Hoodville. Shouts to Hoodville. Big time shouts to Hoodville. Hoodville is the alpha account.
Ultimate.
You know.
He, what if he's has a wife and kids? I'm wondering.
Oh, no.
You know? You know the way the rappers, like,
Yeah.
you have 2 Chainz, sucking, blinking on the titties, and then you guys, like, he has, like, a beautiful family.
Thing is, you can just see the authenticity in what he's doing, though, and how his vibe. And these guys never...
Well, you know why? Because sometimes...
He's definitely got kids.
No. Sometimes, like, he'll post something at 2 a.m. that isn't even about women. He's like, sometimes like you at the red light and the red light don't. And it's like, this is a real moment that's happening
every
right
once
now.
in a while on his actual account, Good Times Jackson, he'll post like inspo content for the men.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, men, don't ever, and I'm waiting for the joke. It's like, don't ever settle for less than what you're worth. You are worth something.
Good Times Jackson.
And I'm like, this is Good Times Jackson with the post nut clarity.
Dude, he's
you know, that's like his post sometimes.
Post nut
like he
clarity.
just busted and he's like, I think I'm going to post something
It's
serious.
a British accent now.
Yeah.
Boys. Boys, always believe in thyself.
He got the Mr. Hyde out of his
Yeah.
dick.
Just the jack off.
Yeah.
The
writer's strike does suck, and it sucks that you're...
No. It's again, support the writers, support the people who make the shows, support. Obviously, we'll, the writers that were on the show that I was going to be on are fucking essential for the show to fucking keep going. Yeah. And so all love and fucking fight against AI and all that bullshit, because AI is coming to take your goddamn job, baby.
Yeah.
And they're coming. And then the corporations are like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
Ha. Turns on robots.
The most atrocious thing is they're like, hey, don't let AI take our scripts, feed them in, and then produce scripts for nothing. And their response was, we'll talk about technology once a year. It's like, fuck off and die, dude.
That's what we're going to do. And here's the thing. No one would like that more than the executives at a goddamn... NBC,
of
CBS,
course,
who have already no ideas, already zero, already they be stealing countless things. They have no concept of anything, so they keep all these. They all just get all the safest stuff possible, so they can make money, and then you just get like an AI just to help you make the complete run of the mill.
Something that's totally inoffensive and just is just like a tepid glass of milk, pretty much.
Coming out soon, Lego movie, Harry Potter, Venom, Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
In one movie.
In one movie. You know what I'm saying? So again, support the writers. They're fighters. Even the ones who were hired because they were one-legged black lesbians. Okay, even that one. Okay, get them on too. They're also fighting.
Them especially, actually,
because they look like actual.
I think they get paid the least. Is my guess. Yeah. And guys, enough with the callbacks. Just give me some money.
Yeah.
All right.
We stand with the writers. We stand with the workers. We stand with the people fighting for creation.
And we stand with me.
Let me say Pranav.
Needed
Mostly
more than callbacks now.
Foremost, first and foremost, Pranav. All right, come on down. All right, today's speaking of standing with people.
Oh shit!
You know?
This guy took solidarity too far.
Oh yeah,
You know.
this guy took a strike. In
This
his
is
own hands.
this is a guy. This actually happened in 2017. He just got convicted now. Florida neo-Nazi who converted to Islam pleads guilty to killing 2 of his roommates for, quote, insulting his face. He's to serve 45 years
his
in
faith.
prison. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's the most Florida and Muslim story of all
It
time.
truly is, dude.
Together, it's like what happens when you mix that in a beaker, like Florida and Islam, and you get exactly the story.
I mean,
This
that
was
or you get
generated-
Ishmael
this is-
Lutfi,
this is
you
a-
know? So it's like it can go either way.
This sounds like a ChatGPT fucking story of like what? Make a story about a Floridian and a Islamic,
Islam.
and he's like, "This is what you get." It's fucking crazy, dude. So what happened? So this kid, he was a neo-Nazi.
He was a neo-Nazi. He still lived with his 2 neo-Nazi roommates. Well, hello, sitcom. Hello, ChatGPT can't write that story. All right.
ABC, where you at?
From the Atomwaffen division, these fucking losers. Nazis are the most loserish people.
course.
That's why I'm like, let's not take these guys too seriously, guys.
You know,
we're feeding their algo right
Take
now.
that neo-Nazi sitcom, put it on UPN. Let's see what happens. let's put it next to Martin and the Bernie Mac show. Let's see what happens. So these fucking losers,
Yeah.
bunch of nerds, and I know these nerds, bro. When you live in Florida and Texas, these southern sort of stagnant, hot places, you don't really do stuff. You kind of sit in your room. It's a nice room. You got space, right? Everywhere has space in these places, and you just read stuff online.
Yeah.
New York has less of that, right? Everyone's out. Everyone's in the space. You see
Somewhat,
people,
yeah.
somewhat more. But there's like more isolation in these places. And you just start reading. And these Florida neo-Nazi, what do you read? Who do you think just fucking had halal cart once? And he was like, you know what?
Maybe. He
Holy
was like,
shit.
that white sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I relate to this. I mean,
And
probably the Jew hatred was probably part of it, right? Like he's
the
probably a huge
beginning of that.
anti-Semite.
the beginning of that for sure.
And he probably, whatever, you know, the ISIS Al-Qaeda types are into that as well.
Well, I think we've had more time to create a radical point of view, right? So it's like, if you're really radical and you want something that's even more radical, actually, neo-Nazi doesn't even cut it.
No.
You know, because they're so splintered and what do we believe in, race or...
Yeah, and their stuff is all purely fictional. You
Fictional.
know what I mean? Of like what their fears are and stuff like that. Say what you want about an ISIS or an Al Qaeda, but they have a whole historical list of grievances and things that led them from what Islam was to where they are and who they are.
They got
right?
receipts is the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, no, America's good. Then they're like, here, what about these 10 people that were
Right.
killed that were nice girls?
Yeah, or these 10 cities that were bombed.
Right. So they got receipts, and that's the dangerous thing about is that fucking the growth of ISIS was that the receipt just became a CVS level where that's just so many things were happening.
No, this kid was a neo-Nazi because like one day McDonald's decided to serve fajitas or something.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it pissed him off. They took the McRib off and replaced it with like a temporary limited time fajita or some shit. You know, that's like the vibe with these guys. I always say it's a very, very slippery slope for a woke white guy. All it takes is one indie band insult for him to go full N-word. You know? It's the only thing standing in between him and just saying the N-word.
Because you'll be like, the Strokes weren't that good. Well, Kendrick Lamar is a criminal. Yeah, those guys. If I don't see one rap song in your Spotify yearly end playlist,
Yeah.
suspect.
Very suspect.
Very suspect.
Very
I don't see
suspect.
at least a little bit of J. Cole in there.
Yeah, seriously.
Some light skin at least.
Truly.
You know?
So this guy, he did his thing. He's reached the culmination of his life. This kid was 18 when he did the murders. Like, how fucking demented you have to be. Here's how demented you have to be a neo-Nazi to start with, right?
And I love how they fucking looped in the Muslim in there after the murders. Like, by the way, he's Muslim.
What?
A neo-Nazi would never.
Well, hold on. What I love about this kid, though, not what I love about him, is like all of his like rationales, his stuff. Like, let's do some quotes here.
Yeah.
It's like, I had to do it. This wouldn't have had to happen if your country didn't bomb my country. I'm like, bro, you're from fucking Sarasota or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you're from Florida. It's not its own country yet. All right. Like, what does that even mean?
Dude, again, it's so Floridian logic.
I mean, it is very Florida, and that there is no logic, right?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's totally stupid. This guy, they were making fun of Islam, which, I mean, dude, if you're gonna convert to Islam, don't maintain get a subletter or something and move into someplace else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to be living with it. What do you think? They're going to be like, oh, well, that's great for you, man. I'm glad you really found something.
Hey, is it
like,
Ramadan this month? Let's fast.
it's not like you guys were in a band together.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I don't know what his idea was, that he was going to turn Muslim, and then these neo-Nazis were going to be like, well, okay, buddy, it's all right. Okay, I love you.
That's cool, man.
That's cool.
Can we learn about this?
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Eid Mubarak. Am I saying it right? Am I
Hey,
saying
buddy.
it right?
Well, I don't know if we're saying this right, but
Eid Mubarak.
we brought you this goat for Eid.
Hey.
Eid Mubarak, brother.
Eid Mubarak, brother.
Eid al-Fitr.
Eid al-Fitr. Eid
Eid
al-Fitr.
al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr.
Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Adr. And so I guess, what could they have said? I guess it was like, do y'all fuck goats or something? And he's like, oh, well, time to fucking...
Yeah, time to throw down.
Throw down.
That's what it was. It couldn't have been much because, look, this guy was already a neo-Nazi, and then
Right.
off the drop of a hat, he decided to convert to Islam. He's obviously a very impressionable guy.
Well, he's like a Pokemon dude. He's like evolving. He just was neo-Nazi. You give him enough rare candies, he becomes a fucking full Muslim. It's the final stage
Right.
of radical, And so, like, because neo-Nazis are mostly all talk. They're mostly like, hey, I'll do this, I'll do fucking that if you watch out.
Right,
Hey, buddy.
The thing is, it's very difficult for me to take neo-Nazis actually seriously.
They look goofy, right? They got the fucking, cute haircuts and stuff.
Even white people who might agree with some things they say are never going to want, they don't want to be seen with you.
Right.
We live in too much of a consumerist culture for people to be like, yeah, I'm going to give it all up to be with the fucking Amish guy on PCP. Like, fuck that.
They don't even look good.
Yeah.
They don't. There's no hot Nazi.
There's no good aesthetic there.
That's what I'm saying. They need a hot neo-Nazi to be like, "Ooh, hi, I'm Klaus." That looks like a master race over there. Problem is, y'all look like inbred little fucking like graham cracker eaters.
Well, you totally desexualize yourself by shaving your head, right? You're already saying, I'm for a very niche kind of pussy here.
Exactly. How are you gonna hate lesbians and then be one? You know what I'm saying? And look exactly like
Fair.
Right? Anyway, and then you got Muslims, swarthy.
You said that like this is like an old time neo-Nazi
Oh.
radio show. Then you got the Muslims, swarthy.
Powerful, committed, gorgeous.
It's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Islam is like, that's a proper thing to get behind.
Proper religion.
You know what I mean? It's a proper religion. It's a proper ideology.
It's got history behind it.
It does.
White was concocted when? This idea of whiteness, what is this, like during the imperialist era?
Oh,
right?
I imagine whiteness probably had to be concocted as a thing,
1800s?
probably coeval with like the slave trade when it
Right.
became just an African slave trade as opposed to...
Right. Then they started creating like reasons to do it in their own
Right.
hands. Like, oh, no, we have to do this because they suck.
Yeah. It's tied up in like Christianity and stuff like that too.
Right,
so.
right. And so now this guy's Muslim, right? And I guess, it's again, dude, like these fucking haters. Like, I just want to see the scene. What can we just fucking put this on Broadway, like a scene of the three roommates, And I mean, it's Three's Company gone wild.
I'm just imagining a scene from Friends. Okay,
Right?
yeah.
Three's Company. So what happens is he's like, come and knock on your door. I'ma shoot fucking you. You know what I'm saying? I'ma put you in bullets.
I am imagining like a scene, he's probably like Ross from Friends,
Yeah.
And it's like Chandler and the other dude just making fun of Joey,
Yeah.
just fucking clowning
The
him.
one where I kill my roommates.
Yeah.
That's the episode name, dude. Dude, it's so dumb. I mean, again, I can't even respect this guy. Like, what happened? So he got caught, and then he's in trial. And
I think then he went some other place and tried to take people hostage and then tried to slap a bunch of political ideological stuff on top of it to like make it seem more legitimate than his actual mental illness.
Was it Muslim stuff? Was he like saying Muslim?
Yeah, it was like the normal, our countries and
Yeah.
the waging war, America's
Yeah.
the great Satan, that kind of thing, Which, all fair complaints, by the way.
Listen, bro, I mean, I feel like if you're vague enough, you can join ISIS in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Oh, Honda.
America's bad because of these slides. And you're like, am I about to kill...
Yeah.
Am I about to bomb the World Trade Center again? It's not hard to radicalize against this fucking country. It's not.
No, it's not.
Tough thing.
It's easy to take pot shots at numero uno.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all, hate me because you ain't me.
Hate me because you ain't me, which was actually technically George W. Bush's rationale for why they hate us.
I think Biden actually said that during the address.
Yeah, I remember during the War on Terror, they were literally like, they just hate me because they ain't me. It was like from the Jerry Springer show. It had nothing to do with like they would never bring up the bombings and the foreign policy. They're like, they just hate me because they hate me because they ain't me.
Then it became Mari because it was like, you are not the holder of mass destruction weapons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when it was like going down, everyone was like, wasn't the public opinion going down? And then he's like, by the way, found Saddam.
Yeah.
Hey, he look ugly, ain't he? He ugly, ain't
Ugly
he?
motherfucker.
He ugly motherfucker, ain't he?
They all time it so well. Right?
They really, right.
With Bin Laden.
Yeah.
It's like they knew where he was the whole time. Well, they came out recently. There was a story that the some of the 9/11 hijack, a couple of them were CIA assets.
So isn't it every passing year they're getting more and more close to the truth that it was an inside job?
It was kind of an inside job.
We got to say sorry to Earl in Nebraska. My bad, dude. I feel like we owe you an apology.
Dude, every day we get closer to Alex Jones's truth,
I mean, Sandy Hook. Let's talk about it.
No, let's
definitely not. But it's like, dude, it's like that's kind of crazy that CIA was like they were actually
it's totally
communicating.
It absolutely makes total sense. It makes total sense, dude. The CIA is the fucking gnarliest organization.
I mean, why would they ever allow anyone to declassify anything?
That's I wonder that as well, right?
Because all we're doing is just revealing that
it's like everybody knows that they're behind all the terrorist organizations, that they killed JFK,
we know this. It's like,
probably RFK, probably MLK. Like
it's all confirmed.
Yeah, it's all out there. Oh well, I've been reading this this book, this history of the CIA called The Devil's Chessboard. It's about Allen Dulles. He was the founder of the CIA. CIA was literally founded to basically help launder Nazis out of Germany into respectable positions in West Germany. And then in some cases, they were involved in helping to like funnel them into like South America and shit.
A lot of Argentinians.
Yeah. All that.
Why?
Well,
what would be in the U.S. interest to?
So the big reason was that Allen Dulles specifically, he was a hardcore anti-Bolshevist, anti-communist, really to the bones. Right. And in many ways, it's like, these guys were like kind of sympathetic to the Nazis in many ways.
Sure.
Right. Sure. And so.
Because the anti-communist ideals stopped just to kill the Nazis, and then they went back to it right afterwards, right?
Right.
After World War II, it's like, all right, back to originally scheduled, hate of Russia, whatever.
Well, like the Dulles, him and his brother both worked at like a Wall Street finance firm. Or whatever, right? I forget what it was called now. Like Sullivan and something or whatever. Sullivan and Cromwell, I think it was called.
It's more dangerous than two white brothers in the same office.
I know. Well, he went on to become the head of the CIA, and his brother ended up becoming Secretary of State at the same time.
Okay.
So they were the ones who engineered and architected all of these calamitous Cold War policies that basically have led us to where we are today.
Of course.
And the CIA has just continued to bloom as its own shadow state.
I mean, ISIS is the direct result of the Cold War, right? Like,
well,
Al Qaeda was, all the weapons that we funneled against.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely draw that line, right? Straight from all the anti-communist stuff, Afghanistan, But then, of course, look what they did in Guatemala, depose a democratically elected government in Guatemala, Iran, all over the place, right? They just have wreaked absolute havoc. They're worse than ISIS. They're worse than any other terrorist organization.
That is fucking. I mean, I get it. You just read COINTELPRO and you're like, just Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Christ.
FBI, but yeah,
that's FBI.
Yeah,
that's not CIA. Never mind.
Yeah, which is also a sordid and dirty organization,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Like all these secret intelligence gathering organizations and stuff like that, they're pure evil, dude.
Okay, fuck, marry, kill. CIA, FBI, the Pentagon.
Okay. Kill the CIA.
Okay, because they're just
fuck
the worst.
the FBI, marry the Pentagon.
Why marry? Why?
I thought about this. Pentagon's a much more older institution that incorporates many different facets of war making. Fuck the FBI because I can't kill both them and the CIA.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Again, dude, there's always this, when I was a kid, there was always this like inkling that that shit was fucked up. There's always like this, like even when you're not looking at news or whatever, you're just like, something feels
Off.
You know, off.
Yeah.
Because my mom is already the CIA, right? These atrocities,
Yes.
wartime,
Yeah,
peacetime, wartime,
Espionage,
espionage, killing, genocide,
Wet work,
everything, guerrilla warfare. You know, the whole thing.
dead drops.
Dead
How
drop.
she gave you your lunch.
Waterboarding, you know. Waterboarding was invented by Nargis Begum in 92. He was crying too hard one day. Truly a Muslim homegrown device. And I don't know, like I never learned enough about it to understand like what the fuck was happening. All I knew was that I hated learning about it.
Yeah. At this point, the CIA, you can reliably say,
Is just
circumscribes what is acceptable within American political discourse and what is not.
So like what you think is actually directly based on what the CIA allows you to read and think.
Yeah. Because you know what? They've infiltrated every aspect of society, right? In terms of like... there's this old book called The Power Elite, which talks about all these pillars of power, which are essentially the actual government. You know what I mean? So it's like the military, I think, business, and then the state, right?
It's at the end of the day, it's a bunch of old white guys shitting themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you add another one into the mix now, which is the media.
Yeah.
And the media is a huge one now. And you see all over the place. You see like a lot of old CIA guys now going comfortably into like jobs as talking heads on cable news channels and stuff like that. Right. And they're all there to like do the dirty work.
Well, they added a chair, right? Like Murdoch sat in it. Like,
Right.
Thanks, guys.
Right.
I'm here now.
Remember the old Bill Hicks bit?
Which one?
Where the new president gets into office, and then they show him the video of the Kennedy assassination from a
Right.
different angle.
I feel like Bill Hicks would be one of your favorites. I never hear you talk about him.
I mean, like I love Bill Hicks and he's great, but he's not like, his style of comedy is not my. I really like funny jokes, goofy.
Well,
jokes.
there's one special with him in Austin where he doesn't go into the politics stuff as much, and it's like, bam, funny, dude.
Yeah. No,
So
he's
it's
a fucking obviously
He
one
took
of the greats.
he's like, I don't want to go that route because he like in 1 year mastered it.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, fuck off. I'm just gonna go be fucking
Be himself and speak his thoughts, which he should, and maybe I should do that more too. But
Well, I mean, you're super high caliber at this level in this thought process. I know it like makes you not feel good. I guess you're always like, no, I can't.
it's because you know why? It just makes you so much. When you stay immersed in that space of thinking about that stuff, it's very depressing because you're just like, wow, I'm up against an impersonal megalithic superstructure that you feel like a particle of dust next to it, which you are, right?
And then you want to just be like Omar Epps and be like, sometime my shit stank. Rent is too high. And it's like, oh, this feels good. Let's stay here. Let's stay here. You know, you can, the more macro you go, the more insignificant and sad it gets. But the more micro you go, I feel like the more exciting things get. So like
100%.
The small things of like human interaction and like the minutiae of life.
Living in the moment.
The
That's
small,
the thing.
going micro is the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because you get more and more away from that bullshit
Yes.
of even God, religion, CIA, whatever, all this other amorphous ideas that are fucking just beyond.
I saw a meme,
Here we go.
and it was a picture of the entire fucking, not the galaxy, right? And there's a little arrow and it was like, this is where you're crying in the shower.
That's true. That's facts,
We're going to go to one more story after the break. Love each other. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come again. Hit the patreon.com/mango bag.
Your mango bag.